What's good, superstars? Back with another VV video. You got Superstar Joe, you got Superstar Rob in the building. How's it going, Rob?
Pretty good, you?
Oh, the fists are flying, guys. If you're new here, do not forget, become a superstar. Smash the subscribe button down below, hit the bell notification. You know whenever we post about some VV content. You can also become a superstar VIP. It's only $2.99 a month. Hit the join button, level up through the stars, get more entries into the giveaways. We do giveaways every single month. You can also win a star in the universe. Unique giveaway to the channel. Follow us on X, follow us on Instagram. Join the Discord. Discord was the creation of our video for yesterday, but also a great place for everybody from different projects to intermingle and meet up. The conversation is still going hard in the Discord. So definitely go check it out. And the VV chat over there is blowing up. You got people from all other projects in there learning about VV, learning about the history of VV, learning about the collectibles, showing off their AR photos. It's amazing. So definitely check out the Discord.
The Discord, I think, guys, is a must join. A lot of amazing conversation in there, guys. Join the Discord. You won't regret it. And also, we've got the security challenge going on right now. It's not too late. Week 4 is over with, so we're going to have to change the slide up. I've been busy all day to get it from Rich, but the point is we're going now into the final draw. Week 5, there's no weekly challenge. Do anything, let Rich know you're going to get points for the final giveaways, which could be one of these physical arts or digital arts. So again, guys, join the Discord.
Yeah, so definitely was not planning to have another VV video today. I mean, it makes it 3 in a row talking about some VV news, and that's because the community is talking again. The community keeps talking, so we have to definitely check out what is happening. I want to show off the tweet that we're going to talk about. A couple creators already been talking about it today and agreeing with a lot of things that are said in the tweet. So let me pull it up here. We got this tweet from WC3NTE. I'm not even going to try to pronounce that, okay? But why is this so significant? Does the State of VEVE, that's what he's calling his post here. It's a very long post. We're going to go through the entire thing, so you guys don't got to go read it. But one thing I noticed, at least on my first read of it, is that these are very common things that we've talked about on this channel for the last year and a half. And it's just someone else talking about it. And who is this someone else? If you go to LBB on X, you're going to find this list of the top wallets. And he is a top 29 wallet. He's number 29, having 6,213 collectibles. So this voice might carry a little bit further than Superstar Money Voice because we do not have that many collectibles on VV. But it is cool to see somebody with such a large bag having very, very similar either concerns or criticisms or certain things that he would like to see done a little bit differently. This channel, we pride ourselves on coming up with solutions. Every time we come up with a video where we say maybe this is not the best way to do this, we always end the video with a solution. And I think as we read through this, you guys who have been here a long time are going to see a lot of similarities in what they're thinking versus our thinking. And you can see, like, they don't even follow us. We don't follow them. It's not a collaboration of any kind. It's just funny to see that people who are collecting top tier collectors on this app have similar mindsets as some of us. And I know a lot of you guys who are watching.
Yeah, so I'm just going to pull up the long version here, Joe. So State of VEVE official. Hey, everyone. This will be a fairly comprehensive overview of the State of VEVE from my perspective. Please don't misinterpret this text. I'm a firm believer in VEVE's long-term potential. I'm nearing level 100 in the MCP. I encourage you to share your thoughts below. I'd like to hear your perspectives on the topics discussed. User base. Upon examining user profiles, it's evident that most active users joined in 2021, with the rest primarily from 2022. Very few users from 2023 or 2024 are currently active, leading to a noticeable decline in the user base. This results in a closed loop with minimal fresh capital or gems entering the VV ecosystem. Consequently, people are increasingly hesitant to invest further as vault values continue to fall. Despite ongoing developments for VV and ecomi, prices are likely to remain flat until there's a significant increase in the user base. VV initially grew through word of mouth, fueled by its innovative approach to digital collecting and potential for profit. While the app does have a substantial number of collectors at heart, a healthy ecosystem cannot rely solely on collectors. It also requires investors and flippers. This is particularly important since one of VV's main revenue streams is secondary market fees, which also help to keep license satisfied. So, Joe, the first thing on the topic of user base that comes to mind to me is when we always tell people about the same old, crusty old users is the exact term that we've used in the past. And that's why we've done videos such as user retention at this point is more important than new users, because we know that VV is currently being sustained by the early users, which all came from primarily when you can flip like crazy. Investors at heart, we used to call them in the past, that how much they love investing and flipping, and now they're so, they got so many collectibles, it's very hard to walk away from it. What do you got here, Joe?
Well, if you guys want to go down memory lane, you can go back 2 years ago when we said why we didn't like a VV AMA. Maybe we shouldn't have said that because they stopped doing AMAs completely. But the secondary title here is VV is an investing app. It appears that this user here also agrees that there is some place for investing, flipping, that type of a deal. And even in the thumbnail, we put collectors equal investors. And I think that what he's trying to get at in this post here is that we're gearing things towards collectors, but really we're still gearing it towards investors at the same time saying it's not an investing app. They're changing the drop size, they're doing all these things. And I think what he's trying to say is like, it doesn't make sense. Like you're trying to make it for collectors by not rewarding collectors, doing that type of thing. You're going to see more and more as it goes on. I know Rob's just reading the post, I think, for like the first time here. I've actually read it in detail before, so I have a little bit more idea what's coming up. But why don't you keep it going?
All right, next, marketing. The existing VV community is highly loyal, which is why, in my opinion, marketing efforts and content creation should prioritize onboarding and attracting new users. Unfortunately, there have been missed opportunities such as the Blackpink drop, which had enormous potential but failed to attract a new fan base. In my view, VV is lacking commercials or videos showcasing real people using the app, especially highlighting the AR function, providing a basic guide to VV. While videos that delve into the background of comics and collectibles are valuable for the existing community, they won't attract new users and should not be the primary focus of resources. VV's slogan, Premium Digital Collectibles, has been realized and still holds tremendous potential in our increasingly digital world. Why not leverage that more? New KYC users should receive something upon signing up, perhaps a blind box with reserved collectibles, a starting balance of 10 gems to explore the marketplace, and experience the app, even an untradeable collectible from their favorite fandom. So in terms of marketing, we've done plenty of videos on marketing, but what he's referring to here seems to be the lack of bringing in new users and capitalizing when they got this massive IP. VV is amazing at bringing on IP. They've proven that. They are the kings of IP. They have ways of bringing in IP like no one else can. But they just haven't found a way to take that and tap into that IP fan base, no matter how large it is. Like he's giving Blackpink as the example. But there's Lamborghini, obviously Disney. Like there's all kinds of different IP that they have, but they've yet to truly tap into that IP because maybe their approach towards it hasn't been the most effective. I don't know what you got up there, Joe.
So we have a bunch of marketing videos, like you mentioned. One of them that brings me back is this one here, where we had a collaboration with Rob Stuff. Shout out to Rob Stuff. He's doing a bunch of different stuff on his channel. Go check him out. Still, he's growing over there, and I always watch him from time to time. But miss that guy. But yeah, I mean, marketing will pump the VV market. VV has finally started marketing. This is obviously when we assume that things were going to continue with certain types of marketing. The VV marketing effect, how it can cause pumps. And all that stuff. So we've done our due diligence. We talked about how they weren't marketing. VV's masterclass marketing or marketing masterclass on how not to promote your product. We've done that one. So we've been all over the marketing topic on the channel. So I mean, we're not the only ones here who feel like marketing has a big role in the success of the app.
Now, this one here, Joe, this is one of my favorites. VV's marketing masterclass on how not to promote your product. Quite a zinger title. I mean, but April 21st, 2023. The information we provided in this video might have been very helpful come Blackpink, right? What could you do differently? Like the Blackpink drop, why were they not able to tap into the fan base? I mean, I think a lot of it has to do with just the average person, the average Joe, as I like to say, just doesn't really understand what they can do with digital collectibles. They don't get it. They don't see them necessarily the same way as a physical collectible. Physical collecting is not necessarily a perfect translation to digital collecting. And I think people expect more out of these digital collectibles. There's the verification of ownership. Yes, they have the AR projection, but the average Joe is interested in more than that. And I think Blackpink, the reason why it's a miss on Blackpink specifically, we've done videos on this, is what if they've got like super, super exclusive things that fan base wants, but it has to be legit. Like it can't just be a basic item. It has to be something that they are very interested in getting signed by the team, by the Blackpink group. Tickets, which I don't know if they're even possible because they broke up, but let's say tickets to one of the things, like something so crazy that all these people are going to sign up right away. That's their gateway into the app. And maybe you're not going to keep them all. Maybe some of them are going to come in just for that one little thing. but perhaps they'll fork, and like kind of like our Discord, where someone comes in for the first thing and then they fork and they go to other projects.
Yeah, I mean, when it comes to that type of stuff, I mean, you got to know your customer type of thing, right? You got to do your research, especially if you're tapping into a market that's that big, like Blackpink with millions of fans that they do have. I don't think it take much if to get them to onboard if they were trying to chase down something collectible, something premium. I mean, we know that they would love to have something exclusive, and I think that's what that drop missed. I don't think they had anything too exclusive other than the actual digital collectible, which people already are hesitant around. If it was something that they actually wanted, if they went into a couple of Facebook groups, they went into a couple of whatever little. If you went to a concert, maybe talk to some of the people at the concert, say, what would you guys love to have a chance to get in at by collecting digitally, and then do it that way. Like do your own little focus group there, and maybe that helps you onboard people. You never know what those people are into. Yeah, but I mean, I think we can continue here.
Okay, next, communication. Now, I mean, this one, I think we've tried to nail this home over and over again, but communication is a delicate issue. This shift from regular live AMAs on YouTube to near silence has been challenging for the community. While this might not be problematic if prices were rising, the current approach gives some the impression of an abandoned project, which shouldn't be taken lightly. Personally, I'd like to see more video appearances from Dan and David and other team members. It's also vital to keep the community informed about internal team changes, not just when new positions are filled, but also when well-known team members leave or step down, like Alex G. Is this confirmation that Alex G stepped down?
I don't even think he's gone. I think he's still there.
No, but like he's a whale. He might be in the know within the tight maxis that will know this stuff.
Well, you know what I mean? Unless it comes out from the team. I mean, we should assume that he's still around. I feel like that's the way it should be.
According to this, he's gone. He's gone. We don't know. Someone tell us.
I don't know who this is. How tight they are with the team, but I think I would keep the prediction that he's still around in the background.
It hasn't been confirmed, but I don't even. But why even make this statement? He obviously genuinely believes Alex G is gone for making this.
And they're letting that happen. A lot of people believe it. A lot of people believe that he's gone, and that speculation is being let run free. And I think the fact that he's asking for people to confirm it proves that, because now people think that your company is in disarray of some kind. Like, why not just announce it and say if he's there or say if he's not there or whatever. I know Alex probably doesn't care for the speculation if he is still around, but I think it's kind of ridiculous that people think you're gone.
Look, if he's still there, he's fully aware of this speculation. And I mean, and if he's not there, maybe it's not up to him. But the speculation exists. Just kill the speculation. If he's there, just say he's still there.
Yeah.
At this point, for a post like this to come up on your 29th wallet, just say he's not there or say he is there, and that's over. You've killed it. The problem is we've seen this with a lot of speculation in the past. It wasn't until we had an AMA and we just straight up asked, "Are Marvel Mighty going to be gamified?" that we got the answer. But until then, the speculation ran free, right? Anyways, we don't need a detailed explanation, but at least acknowledge these changes to help prevent FUD. Another suggestion: provide insights into what VV employees are working on. Maybe offer a glimpse into a VV team meeting or show what the blockchain team is developing. I'm not saying VV's obligated to do this, but the community would appreciate greater transparency and being kept in the loop, even if it's just a little. Joe, what do you got for us?
I mean, we know that we've been asking for some kind of a roadmap or anything that you're working on, so we know where the direction of this project is going from both the VV and the OMI team. We had roadmaps on OMI before, I think multiple roadmaps. We had the OUP, we've had the original white paper and all that. Now we have nothing and we have no direction. We just understand the one item right now, OMI NFT, is what they're currently working on. And I think how to buy OMI with one click. But why VV has stopped doing so many AMAs, we talked about this 8 months ago, and nothing's really changed in that time. But this is just something that we've noticed. We've noticed that there's been no AMAs. We've talked about it. We've said how we feel like this could be something that could help with the trust of the company again, with the community. It sucks when you go on Twitter and you just see people just like bashing and bashing and bashing. I mean, that doesn't help you either by word of mouth when people are looking up the company on Twitter and they just see a bunch of people upset, unhappy. Who's going to want to buy into that? You got to clean it up. We got to start to build that trust back. We got to start to connect back with the community. My Collectible doing a great job doing giveaways and doing all that, catering towards the people who are not critical, the people who believe in the product, and the people who are staying around. I mean, but when it comes to the people who are upset or maybe feel unanswered, unheard, I feel like VEVE still has a lot of work to do when it comes to those users. And I feel like those users don't really have a gateway. Someone was talking to us about it today. They don't have a gateway to get answers to their questions. They don't have AMAs. They don't have access to the CEO's DMs. They don't have these types of things that maybe you see on other projects. So I think that's something that they can work on. They can continue to work on. And because even if you just go ask My Collectibles, who's probably the most connected to the community, a lot of the answers that he gives are very generic, the team's working on it. They're going to do this, they're going to do that. But if they heard that from the CEO, from the TO, if whoever that is at this point, or even Dan, the CEO, I think that would move things a lot further. People would still feel like they have that connection to the upper echelon of the company, and they feel like they're being heard a little bit more. Right now, people feel like they are not heard. It's very, very commonplace. If you go on X, on YouTube comments, anywhere, you're going to see a lot of frustrated users.
Yeah, I think, again, I think the part related to the communication before I go into drops, there's a lot of history to understand why they've gone silent. If you go to the past, a lot of promises were made and things were said that in the end didn't come to fruition. Now, the biggest ones are just full-blown roadmaps for the OMI token. Remember the circles with Reese? We had Put in Cheeks Reese come on our channel. We did an AMA with them. This was supposed to be the OUP program. And then that somehow has disappeared. And now bronze tickets give you MCP points, right? Just complete change in direction. There's the MCP Pro that kind of got scrapped. I don't know if MCP Pro will still do what it said it was going to do in the past. There was the VeVeVerse slide, which gave a roadmap in 2023 of full-blown gamification, and it's in beta without any updates other than Tales from the Rizzo, which looked absolutely nothing at all like what we saw at Decon. So there's these things where in the past, maybe they got themselves in trouble for communication. They've been burned before. It's leading to hesitation now. But I think they have to make a big decision here because they must focus more on user retention than user growth, because user retention is what's currently keeping their drops selling. So you got to please the people who are here and are actually the user base that may end up buying your drops, leading to the next one. I really appreciate the recent drop structure, which includes a chase collectible alongside the option to burn and craft cheaper collectibles to maintain some value. However, the challenge lies in addressing the mint discrepancy between older and newer drops. For instance, if Golden Moments were released today, many might not even come close to selling out, whereas they sold out in seconds back then. How can a comic with 30K mints hold the same value as one with 5K mint run, despite similar real-world popularity? This issue affects many collectibles. Continuously reducing supply and making chase items increasingly scarce isn't sustainable and frustrates collectors who can no longer afford to collect what they love or complete a series like the Mighties. A potential solution could be implementing a burn mechanism with added benefits for older collectibles. Ultimately, an increase in mint numbers should coincide with a growing user base. Sometimes the pricing of drops feel questionable. While I understand that licensors often influence this, many drops seem overpriced, leading to poor sales and secondary market crash, an outcome that benefits neither VeVe nor the licensors. This should be considered when negotiating future contracts, especially given the ample lead time available to adjust mint sizes and prices to match current market conditions. What do you got for us, Joe?
Well, I mean, this is something that David Hughes mentioned, that there should be some type of crafting or way to limit the supply of the larger comic editions. This was over a year ago that we've heard that, and heard nothing since then because there hasn't been really any public discussion about it. But I mean, we have a video about how you will rush to burn your VeVe collectibles. We thought this was a great idea back when we posted this video 2 years ago, talking about how it could help the market, how everybody would be excited to do it. But also on top of that, we also have another video talking about the most overpriced item on VeVe. And this entire discussion was about ASM 252 and how VeVe is going to be dropping scarcer and scarcer edition sizes, and how the scarcity of that item maybe is not always going to be the allure of the app. I mean, at that time, it was the scarcest thing. Now we're seeing drops with things like 88 mints. So there's a lot of change that happens. I mean, and what we've learned over time with VeVe is you can't hang your hat on anything, because at any point they can do something that makes your collection completely obsolete. I mean, any 41 mint collector will know that, because the sub 41 mints were never supposed to see the light of day. Now they're holding back less than 41 mints sometimes, and sometimes they're releasing some of those lower mints into the marketplace through giveaways and through Discord and all that thing. So a lot of things change, but the one thing that is something that people are always going to be questioning is mint sizes, edition sizes, burning. How are we going to equate the old collectibles to the new collectibles? Do they even care, or is it just about what they sell at this moment? And then whatever happened in the past doesn't matter. What we've seen to date is that VeVe has not really cared to reward collectors, reward holding, other than MCP, which has very, very, very minimal utility, because anything you can do with MCP right now, you can do without MCP.
Yeah, and I think we are a utility minded channel. We believe that utility is necessary for the masses. And I think whether you're here right now, you probably want utility. You could be a collector at heart. You can just genuinely want to collect. That's fine. But you probably would also enjoy some utility. I think utility is exactly what needs to happen. There was another video, Joe, that I remember is what made VeVe great in the past may not be what makes VeVe great in the future. And it was either along the lines of VeVe or what made something great or made this great in the past may not make great in the future. So that video was intended to talk about how, yes, in 2021, 2022 with the NFT craze, you didn't have to do anything. All you had to do was just put out a licensed digital collectible, and people were selling out and they were trying to flip. We had off-app gems. We had the gem market with things coming in 0.2 at some point, 0.2 on the dollar. All kinds of stuff was happening that was inflating those prices, and people were coming in for the flip, and new users were great. But providing simply just AR collectibles going beyond 2024, 2025 into the future, it may no longer be enough to bring in those new users. You now have to do maybe something different. Obviously, there's a financial aspect to it. If prices pump again, you're going to get some new users, but you can't count on that. You don't know if the next bull run will look the same as it does today. You don't know if the appetite for licensed Disney collectibles, which were only available on VeVe, are now available in other places. Will that still be the case? The future is going to change. Competitors are going to come in. What's going to make you stand out? And we think this is where utility has a lot to play, leading to the VeVeverse, okay? Because this is a big utility component that they're banking on. To me, the VeVeverse represents one of the VeVe's most significant challenges. Initially presented as a cornerstone for VeVe success, it has now been delayed for nearly 3 years with no resolution in sight. VeVe once mentioned that the company grew too big too fast. Perhaps the VeVeverse remains too ambitious as well. I doubt it will meet the community's expectation in the near future, so it's worth considering how much more time and resources should be allocated to it. Meanwhile, Meanwhile, other features like showcasing comics in showrooms shouldn't be delayed further, using the VeVeverse as an excuse. Also, revisiting the topic of communication, this is crucial for me, especially if timelines are missed so significantly. Providing explanation could be a help improve sentiment. Go ahead, Joe.
What do you got for us? Should VeVe cancel the VeVeverse 4 months ago? VeVe should cancel the VeVeverse and do this instead. So that's two of the exact same sentiments as this user here saying, why are we wasting our resources on the VeVeverse, which we believe will be something that not everybody on the app is really excited about. I mean, not everybody's going to be a vault creator, vault builder. We're using all of these resources. We can't even put comics in showroom because the resources are being spent on the VeVeverse. We've seen Meta take a step back, meaning that they don't even believe that metaverse is going to be what they once thought it was. And that's what we talked about in the should VeVe cancel, or VeVe should cancel the VeVeverse. We understood the amount of money that it requires to have a working, able metaverse. So it just, to me, it didn't make any sense. To Rob, it doesn't make any sense. Why are we continuing on this route, especially if it's not going to be what everybody thought it was going to be at the beginning, with this ecosystem where OMI could be involved and all of these things where you can be play to earn, obviously because of regulations. If we're going to be doing a skeleton VeVeverse, why are we leading the people on? I mean, you're just creating more and more frustrated users with the delays. Maybe you don't know where it's going because of the regulations. Maybe there's all these other issues that you're trying to sort through. We don't know what the issues are. Like, why is it delayed? If first question I would ever ask David Yu if I got him on an interview would be, what happened to the VeVeverse? Why are you delayed so long? You guys mentioned it was about converting assets. It's been 1.5 years. How long does it take to convert your assets? Something else clearly happening here. I think at this point you got to come clean, talk to your user, let them know what's happening, because a lot of people banking on, a lot of people buying Avengers Towers, buying up houses, buying all these things that they want to use in the VeVeverse that maybe isn't going to be exactly what they expect. And I think that's going to happen regardless. It doesn't matter what product you put out. There's going to be people who do not like it. And if it's going to be a large percentage of your audience that doesn't like it, is it even worth it?
Look, I believe for sure they're having some form of technical issues. There's no doubt about that. But you got to take a step further here, okay? Because the VeVeverse, in my opinion, back when they initially came up with this, and the reason why I'm saying this is because you could go to their white papers. I'm not going to go open it up right now. You guys are free to Google a ecomi white paper. You'll find it. We did videos on this, and actually one of them is along the lines of VeVe will be a casino, okay? I don't know if you want to look it up, but VeVe will be a casino, where we talked about how in the white papers, they discussed gamification being an open world. You could almost find gems. We thought maybe you'd be able to battle someone else in a game, and then you can win a collectible. You'd be able to find collectibles. There was a whole idea of this. And I'm going to add, I think they were in the mindset that OMI was going to be the coin of that VeVeverse. So if you think about it, if you make OMI the sole coin of the VeVeverse, and you make an economy within that VeVeverse, now people can actually benefit from financial gain in that. You benefit the OMI token because you need that currency, number one. And number two, people now they want to use the VeVeverse because they can create an economy in there and make some money, okay? And the gamification is part of that. If you're not going to make some money, at least you can play some games to earn some things that you can then go sell later. So there was, I think, this whole idea of what that VeVeverse was supposed to be. In 2024, I'm not convinced anymore that they're, due to regulation reasons, that they will continue with that approach. I think it was a massive wedge in their plans. I don't know anymore if they're going to go with an OMI-only world. They may no longer do that. I don't know anymore if we're going to have, I know for a fact they're not going to have finding gems, because I asked Reese about this in an AMA many years ago, and he's like, yeah, I don't think we're going to be finding gems anymore, but you could probably find collectibles and accessories, right? So I think the VeVeverse is going to mainly be a showroom. I think it is going to have some light gamification. I just don't know if that gamification is going to be enough within it. And I'm not complaining about utility, but I am going to say to VeVe, if someone on the team is listening, if you're going to put out a VeVeverse that doesn't have the ability to create some kind of economy, a metaverse economy within it, I'm not sure if it's going to be as impactful as maybe you originally thought it was going to be. Because that's how the original VeVeverse, from my interpretation of the white papers, it looked like it was supposed to be. It was supposed to be a place that kind of create its own economy, has play to earn. If you can't deliver on that, I don't know if the VeVeverse is going to be that well received by the community, and it definitely won't be that well received in terms of bringing new users.
Yeah. All right, let's continue.
All right, let me just pull up the next one here. Scroll down. Oh, he keeps going. Ecomi. Speaking of OMI token, we're finally seeing some progress with the OMI NFT feature now in beta. However, it's essential to recognize that Ecomi's efforts shouldn't be overshadowed by Stacker being perceived as the face of OMI NFT. This is clearly a collaborative effort. With the primary focus on the upcoming rollout, what can we expect from OMI for the rest of the year? The details remain vague, as they have in previous years. Personally, I would appreciate a roadmap or some insights into what's planned. However, as someone who's about 90% invested in VeVe and 10% in OMI, it's not my top priority right now. What I'd love to see, though, are staking rewards for each season in addition to the Master Collector program, which they did have at one point. Although we currently have a soft, in the roadmap, I should say that before I got scrapped. Although we currently have a soft staking mechanism without penalties or mandatory on staking period, the recent delays in withdrawals and bridging taking several days have been frustrating. In my opinion, it shouldn't be too difficult to create a digital collectible that costs minimal resources to produce as a quarterly staking reward. While we have MCP bronze tickets, I believe the company should encourage as many people as possible to buy and stake. Speaking of the company, many people don't realize Ecomi and VeVe Official are separate entities. I'd love to see an organizational structure for each, including employees and shareholders. I don't think he's going to get that. Additionally, I think for a comprehensive update on the token, including circuitry supply across different chains, layer 1, layer 2, GoChain, that's a good idea. Information on when bridging from GoChain will be available again, a breakdown of token holdings by the team, Dan, David, and whether there is a marketing fund or other mechanisms to raise capital, which much of this information is scattered across various sources. Consolidating it into an official document would be helpful. Moreover, I support the idea of Dan and David burning some of their substantial OMI holdings if they think it's appropriate as a gesture of goodwill to show the community that their commitment to the token. Again, this isn't a requirement, but it'd be a positive gesture. The option to buy OMI on base is a smart decision and will open the door to many opportunities, although it might be confusing that OMI is now on 3 different blockchains. Yeah, the blockchain thing does make it a bit confusing. I do like his 3 ideas here. I think having, and they actually did have this, but the numbers are wrong. There's a website out there that has this, but the numbers are not correct. But giving clear information on OMI as one database so anyone can see what the circulating supply is, how many burns have happened per day, instead of making someone have to mine the blockchain, which they probably want right now to keep it vague. But if they had a place where it was very easy to interpret and see, that'd be great. Now, I don't know about burning. I don't think that they have any intention of burning any of their OMI tokens. I remember we know from the white paper that they held back a certain percentage literally for business development. So they're not burning anything. They're going to hold on to those tokens. They're going to try to make OMI a great token, hopefully, right, through their utility. And I think the roadmap is the biggest message from this entire thing. I agree. I agree 100%. I don't understand the future. And we've been doing videos for years on this, Joe. And after all the roadmaps got scrapped, I cannot honestly tell you what the plan is. And anything I say is from stuff that's been removed and taken down. So who am I to say that a certain thing's going to work a certain way because they told me in 2022 when that website got taken down? So we don't actually know the direction exactly of what they plan on doing. And they are taking the approach, which is like, well, you don't ask Walmart what they're doing. You don't ask these guys what they're doing. Like, no, you guys aren't the same. You had an ICO. People bought your token as an investment. You have to tell them your plan to this token. If the white paper you made is obsolete, according to Reese, that's obsolete now. You got to give them a new one because you basically sold them something and then you didn't deliver on it. And if you're going to do that, I think you should put out another white paper document outlining exactly and precisely what the plan is for the token.
If you want more details on this conversation, you can just go to Our Reason for Buying OMI No Longer Exists. Talk about that, exactly the exact same thing about how there's no white paper anymore, how there's no roadmap. We don't know where this token is going. Why would I buy this if I don't know what the steps forward are? Why would anybody new come into the project? Think about that. You go in to buy a token. Don't you want to know what the token does for you? I mean, whenever you go and research any other crypto before you buy it, you usually go look at the white paper, usually go look at what they're planning to do. Unless you're okay with people finding out that whatever's in the white paper is no longer good after they've bought the token, it doesn't make any sense. We got to update these things. We got to maybe even put like little things beside where things you couldn't do. So you have your white paper. If you don't want to take down the white paper from your official website, you can put something beside it that says, this is no longer possible due to this regulation. This is no longer possible. Be transparent, especially with new people coming into the project, because we're already pissed off enough people who are already here. Last thing you want to do is piss off somebody else new to the project. We said it yesterday. Retaining users should be number one priority because it's the easiest thing to do when selling anything, including tokens. Bringing in new users is something that obviously we've seen over time here, despite the amazing IP and plethora of collectibles and options for people, still not anything close to masses coming to digital collecting. And no one's really cracked that code yet. But I think that when it comes to the OMI token, there's got to be way more clarity, way more direction, and way more transparency. We're starting to see things get done right now, which is a good thing. We've seen OMI NFT and beta testing. We hear that there's going to be one-click buying. This is through the Stacker app. But it'd be nice to know, like, what's this all leading towards?
Yep. Speaking of the Stacker app, I believe in the Stacker role will play a significant role in VEVE's future. With OMI to NFT rolling out soon, there will definitely be a way to on-ramp with crypto, which is especially crucial for larger purchases and for our onboarding Web3 enthusiasts down the line. Additionally, cashing out from VEVE will be much easier, saving on most fees and essentially happening instantly. Although having features developed by third parties is definitely advantageous, allowing for quicker development and better navigation through regulatory challenges, from what I understand, there's much more to come from Stacker. Then the developments are progressing at a solid pace. If you haven't signed up for Stacker yet, I highly encourage you to do so. It will become indispensable for most active users in the future. It's beneficial to familiarize yourself with the available features now. If you missed the basics, here's some good resources. So this is a bit interesting because they had a lot of discussion about how the VEVE app is going to make things seamless, how the VEVE app was going to allow OMI to NFT, but then at the end, they went third party. Dr. Profic seemingly like he just seemingly came out of nowhere and kind of pitched the idea like, guys, I'll help you guys out, and he is. We did a video about how he saved VeVe, right? He saved VeVe because or he saved Omi because he came in and literally built this third-party platform. He doesn't plan to make this Omi exclusive. We know that. He wants to make this multi-currency, right? He wants to do multiple projects. But there is a little bit of a risk relying on a key feature for Omi on a third party, right? Because you're kind of at their mercy, right? He kind of has VeVe, has some control now over the company because he's the one that's offering the Omi NFT. So I don't know if VeVe would appreciate that kind of relationship with a third party place. You would think they would want something internal. Like, for example, if you have a third party marketplace, well, that's okay. They have an in-house marketplace. Now, if you're going to do Omi NFT third party, that's okay. But if you don't have one in-house, be careful because that can get rugged on you at any time. You don't have the same control and influence. So I think Stacker World is great. Don't get me wrong. I think Dr. Profic is doing a great thing. I don't think that means VeVe should take their VeVe should give up on trying to integrate Omi in a better way in-house, although maybe they don't want to because of regulations.
I think the regulations is the big thing here, why they had to take it off platform. I do think that this is something that is good long-term, that there is the flexibility to use the Omi to buy the NFTs. What that marketplace will look like, we're going to have to wait and see. I know that some people have access right now through the beta. It sucks that new users got to learn another platform and learn something else, but I guess this is something that is like consolation, something that they did to fulfill a promise, but at the same time stay within the regulations. So I think this one here, Dr. Profic made some wizardry happen for the VeVe team, and he's a hero. You can see our video right there. He's a hero for them, because I think without him, I don't think they had a plan for this at all.
All right. So let's go to the general thoughts. It's a positive sign for me that Vault Value app might soon be operational again. Thanks to community effort, kudos to Mitch M for stepping up. For mint hunters, having a way to track collectibles is crucial. Speaking of mints, I would love a mechanism to make reserved mints accessible, especially if the random picks are significant. Ideally, I would not hold back any year mints, but if it happens, there should be a way for collectors to get their hands on them. I'm eagerly anticipating NYCC once again. I highly recommend attending at least one live VeVe event. It's always a unique experience. On that note, it's time for another European event, so please announce it pretty soon. Most NFT projects share data like trading value and the number of trades. I'd love to see if VeVe posts something similar, information daily or at least weekly on Twitter. For example, it could look something like this: trading volume XYZ for gems, XYZ for Omi, transactions, XYZ for mints, XYZ for market transactions, gems purchase. And they used to have this actually put in Cheeks before you got hired by VeVe, had this exact spreadsheet. And we were able to understand how much money was coming into the app. And actually, that's part of the reason why the community picked up on what seemed to be some credit card scam, supposedly. Who knows in the early days how many gems were purchased through this exploit that was discussed. We didn't get a lot of information on the exploit, but we know the exploit has been shut down. But obviously, the people doing this exploit knew it was coming to an end, because we saw $6 to $8 million a day of gems coming in. So they obviously knew something was going on. I think there was something real tricky happening. But anyways, he's basically saying, guys, stop holding back mints that people want. Do events, get out there, which they are. I think they do events. I think they're okay with the events. But I feel like they pulled back a little bit, right? Because it's not as popular. Maybe the bang for the buck's not there. But they are doing events. But they definitely, I don't think, are that thoughtful about holding back mints. They may accidentally randomize and hold back special year mints. And he's saying let collectors have that chance. And I would love transparency on gems, Omi, market transactions. That'd be amazing. We have to rely on VeVe Fox's website. But it'd be amazing if VeVe themselves created a website to make it very transparent to everybody about what's happening in the market.
Yeah, no, it'd be cool to see. I mean, it's been something that we've been trying to dig up for many years now, despite the market conditions. When they've been booming, when they've been falling, we've been always looking for more data. So the more the merrier. I know that there's a lot of different websites out there now that are kind of tapping into those things. VeVe needs to stop holding back mints. So you guys want to go see another conversation on that? Just from a year ago, Rob is on with the Real Uncommon podcast, and they talk about that exact thing. It's just funny. It's just funny because we have all these topics and we have all these videos, and sometimes we get hate on for some of the topics, some of the concerns. Sometimes people unfollow us. Sometimes people block us. Sometimes people put polls about us. And it's just funny when you start to see some people with some real bags in this project with the exact same concerns, exact same questions, exact same ideas, right? So, I mean, that's why we're doing this. We're showing that we've had these same topics covered and maybe not as well received as maybe somebody who has a much bigger bag than us. But let's continue. I think it's almost done there.
This is the last thing. He's just saying in his conclusion, VEVE is not dead, but there's a significant amount of room for improvement, and also highlights the untappable potential. The future is digital. The world of collectors will come to realize that sooner or later. People tend to forget that VEVE planned several years in advance when it comes to partnerships and drops. So I'm genuinely excited for what's to come. Key takeaways: listen to the community, do everything possible to keep them happy, and reopen communication channels. Additionally, we need new users from the VEVE ecosystem as soon as possible. Ramp up marketing, increase awareness, giving users real talk. Thank you for reading. So I'll just say one thing. Although yes, the future is digital, just remember though, competition will continue to grow, right? So it's not like you have all the time in the world to build. You know, your competition is building as well, which may be competitive. And I'm just say one. I'll make us big for this part, Joe. We in all the videos we showcased, there was always some blowback from someone. There were literally, yes, people who straight up unfollowed us, DM'd us, and said they were so angry at what our title was that they are now going to unfollow us. But what's incredible is that a 29th wallet is saying the same things that we talked about in these videos. And I didn't see that much hate. But when we make any video on this comment, we always seem to have, in the people's opinion, we come from what we're saying is incorrect, but they can't back it up. They get mad. If you're getting mad at a YouTube title, you may want to reconsider why you're getting mad. If this is not true, if what we're saying is not true, then nobody's going to listen. It won't matter. There's nothing to be angry about. If you are angry that we put out a video title saying whatever it is about a project, which you probably have sizable bags about, so then it just upsets you, but nobody cares. Like if we put out a title, it's not true. If we put out a video and what we say is not true, which we don't, everything we say, we back it up, and we always try to give feedback on what we think is going to make it better. If we do that and you're getting mad, you should really question why you're getting mad. And you're free to comment. We go back and forth to people all the time. We don't block people. If you want to disagree with us, you can, but just understand that we will defend we will defend what we say because it was our opinion. And these are the facts that we presented. And if you're coming on our video, it's happened to us from other whales, you know, calling us, they call us like we're fraud, calling us liars. What are we lying about? What are we lying? We're not lying about anything. We go in our video, we present the facts, we give our opinion. This is what we try to do. And if we are incorrect, we will correct it. If we say something that's wrong, we will do another video recognizing what we said was wrong. But that doesn't happen because everything you saw here with all those videos that, you know, people we had blowback with was sent. I'll try, Joe. Was sent. I'll call him. He just brought up the same concerns.
Yeah, I think the thing with us, Rob, is that we look into this like we do this every day, right? We're looking at this stuff every day. We're tracking sentiment, we're tracking market moving and all that stuff at the same time. I think we're just early. I think we come up with these analyses early on a lot of the things. We saw this market movement happening in March of 2022 when we made our first video about the direction of the marketplace and all of these topics. You've seen how long ago we've talked about these things. We are very in tap with what's going on in this community and other communities. We know what people expect. We know as professionals in our real life what is reasonable and what's not reasonable when it comes to communication and timelines and all of that stuff. So I think that's part of the reason why we do get some hate on some of our videos where we talk about these topics. And I think now there might be more people in the same boat as our thoughts maybe a year ago. It might be more obvious for people now because they don't do this all the time. They're not thinking about it all the time. They're not seeing the direction things are going. But at the same time, like, we can handle it. We're big boys, and it's something that we like to do regardless, and we're not going to stop doing it. I mean, will it be as often? Will it be every day forever? No. But will it be something that we continue to check in on? Yes, because like that post says, the potential for this space is huge. We want to see it more than anybody blow up and be successful. And that's why we give our feedback when we see things that maybe aren't as efficient as they could be, because if they were more efficient and more people catch on to this, that's the only way that this starts to go, right? When people start to catch on and people start to go, you can't just have hope and expectation of this thing blowing up for no reason other than having IP or whatnot. If you're waiting for that, you might be waiting forever. So if we can do something to help move it along and help people realize what could be positive for the space, that's what we do here, and we continue to cover those topics as you saw throughout this entire video. So, like, if you guys are in the same boat and you're silent about it, you're quiet about it, always feel free to message us. You can DM us. You don't have to go in the comments publicly or anything like that. Let us know what you're thinking. Let us know if you like the feedback that we provide, and if there's things that you don't like, let us know that too, because we want to grow as well, just like we want these projects to grow.
Guys, let us know in the comments below, and make sure, it's very important before you leave, don't forget, become a superstar, smash subscribe button, enjoy the super fam, hit the bell notification to see every single video, every single day. Also, superstar VIP, soon a month. Guys, take care. See you next one. Bye bye.
Love you. Bye.